Yo, what's poppin'? It's Tommathan. I'm here to talk about the career of Cr0ng, who announced his retirement pretty early in this offseason. I think it was going to happen one way or another, but starting off 2020, he pulls through, right? He pulls through. The Charge have a pretty lackluster slash mid inaugural season, and he helps them break out of that. He earns himself a role star for his different Sigma play, his signature Sigma play. He helps the team come fourth slash third in the main melee, even though a little Mickey Mouse because they just got a bye and then lost. But he did get them that bye, so he got them third, fourth, or helped get them third, fourth, I guess, if you want to put it like that. And then was a big part about winning the Summer Showdown in the double shield Genji meta, where Eileen definitely stole the show by being him. He was just him. I don't know. That was peak Eileen. The Genji gameplay from him was just out of this world. But Cr0ng is a big part of it too. So, how does he get his role star with his Sigma? 9.5 hours played. His elims per 10, his damage per 10, his final blows per 10, all below the halfway mark. He is in the bottom half of all of those stats. But his deaths per 10 and his final blows to death ratio, he is top 2 and top 3 in both, respectfully. Bro is just applying consistent pressure through living. And he wasn't one of the original. I don't owe him. Maybe I should, but I don't owe him being one of the original off-angle Sigmas. But he picked it up just like that. He was an off-angle Sigma through and through, and he applied so much pressure. No, he didn't get the damage for it. He didn't get the final blows, the elims, all of that. But he was still doing his job really well, and he gets a role star for it. And it's a deserved role star, even if statistically he's not great on the off tank. This is why we say stats aren't everything, because I don't know. I don't think too many people argue with the role star. There probably are people that argue with the role star. It was a 2020, right? Different time. I don't know if anyone remembers the real climate at this point, but pretty good for himself on that Sigma. His Diva also name of the same game. The Diva Sigma game, the Cr0ng game, same thing. Top 3 in deaths per 10 and final blows to death ratio. Again, same kind of principles. His Zarya, not quite the same. Yeah, he's still not dying a lot, but his final blows aren't nearly catching up. He's bottom 3, bottom 5, bottom 2 in the 3 main stats there, which isn't awful. It's kind of close for some of the stats in the Sigma and Diva to bottom 5 as well. But on Zarya, it's a little different. Yeah, you're just playing double bubble. Yes, bubbling is the most important part, but I feel like you want to get more damage in, especially on the Zarya, especially because of how important Grav is and building it and all that kind of stuff. You probably want your stats to be a bit better than that, but it's not awful by any means. It's not the end of the world. He also played it more than most people, having top 5 elims, top 4 damage numbers, despite having very low per 10 numbers. So that would also weigh into it. Maybe they were playing it in situations where it wasn't as ideal, so he wasn't able to get as much more damage. You know what I mean? That's the kind of stuff. But his 2020 is his best season for sure. He peaked in his rookie season. And sometimes that's just how it is. 2021 pulls up a lot less Sigma going around this time. A lot less Sigma. And Cr0ng will suffer for that. He is definitely, to me, a Sigma player. His Diva comes in bottom 4 in elims per 10, 9 hours of playtime. Damage for 10, final blows for 10, both unremarkable. Like, he's still doing his thing where he's just not dying. That's what he does this entire way through. But off the Sigma, he is definitely outputting less damage from it. And you can see there's nothing really outside of the deaths per 10. It's not great. Again, he died the least on Zarya, right there. But he was bottom 5 in final blow to death. You're dying the least, but you're not getting anything with it. Sometimes applying the consistent pressure that he's going for, his kind of game, it doesn't work if you actually don't do anything. You have to do things. That's the biggest problem with Cr0ng here. He's nowhere near to getting a role star. Nowhere near. I think he had like 2 votes or something. It wasn't anywhere near what like the season he had before. There were people coming into the season with the Charge and they're like, you know what? They still have Cr0ng, who's one of the best Sigmas, one of the best off tanks. All that. Not quite living up for him there. Unfortunate, but kind of the truth. Then we get to 2022. Rio is awful, straight up. Cr0ng's not much better. His Junker Queen was one of the worst in APAC. He couldn't consistently land an ult. Him and Fury were just going back and forth, not landing anything with the Junker Queen ults. Bottom 4 in deaths per 10, bottom 4 elims per 10. No real strong points here. The Zarya, again, no real strong points there either. And I even included the Sigma because, you know what? He did something on Sigma. His Sigma wasn't that bad. It's still the truth. His Sigma's still the truth. Not the truth, his truth. The Sigma is his truth. You know what I mean? It's his truth. But he gets 10th in Rollstar voting somehow with 4 votes. The same amount of votes as someone. If you were to tell me, is someone in Cr0ng, did they have a similar 2022? I would say no, not at all. One was very good. The other was absolute garbage at Cr0ng. But that was a bit harsh. It wasn't absolute garbage. But still, 10th is way too much. He should not have gotten a single vote. And he lost his job to Piggy in this season too. So I don't know. I didn't mean to make this video just trash on Cr0ng. Obviously, he is one of the few players to get a Rollstar and one of the few players to win a tournament, right? Not every player has a tournament win. Cr0ng does, and he was a huge part of it. It just felt like off of Sigma and off of this not insane, but off of this very talented not original. I'm just saying words at this point. This 2020 Guangzhou Charge, it just never quite was the same for him. Looking at his all-time stats, he doesn't earn anything, he doesn't own anything in terms of characters, and nothing's too fancy here either. Kind of as you expect, bottoms on Zarya. He's just not a Zarya guy. His Junker Queen, same stats is up there, nothing much to talk about. Bottom 10 in damage per 10 on D.Va, and he's played a lot of D.Va. It's his most played character, and you're bottom 10 in it. Not a hugely great look. The deaths, though, the deaths are looking good. And, of course, these change because things go on, things move. Stats change. Crazy concept. But, Cr0ng, let's remember Cr0ng for his 2020. That's how I want to look at it. Anyway, if you're curious with what his statistics look like in terms of the Guangzhou Charge history, he is pretty prominent, right? Very high up. It is a Guangzhou Charger, and that's for sure. That is for sure. Take that away from this video. Cr0ng came in with a bang. Maybe the expectations we had for him were too high to begin with. And that's that. But definitely one of the Sigma players of all time. That's what I'll say. So anyway, thank you so much for watching. Like this video if you like, subscribe for more Overwatch League content, and have yourself a good one. Deuces.